What's up, everybody? Ian Walsh here, Hard Money Bankers, joined with my partner, Ryan Walsh, Hard Money Bankers. Ryan, what's going on?
Yo, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. And the man of the hour in the greater Philadelphia region, none other than Andrew Bachmann. Andrew, thank you so much for being on the show.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Good, no problem. So we've been doing this show since kind of the market really kind of got recognized in a shifting position. And each week we do it when we invite on some elite realtors, people that really do enough transactions in a marketplace to kind of give like a really good view as to what's actually happening around us. Because you hear one thing on the news and then something else potentially is happening, in the day to day. And we're kind of here to cover the day to day or maybe loop it together. So
Absolutely.
That's what we're looking at. So tell us, what have you been seeing since rate hikes and monkeypox and whatever else you want to talk about?
It has played a little impact, but it still appears the real estate market in Philadelphia, Bucks County, even across the nation, it's just operating with no brakes. But as early as April, the national average listing price went up 19%. I think it's at 341,000 right now. So that was almost, a quarter raise over year. I don't think the country's ever seen that before. So it appears to be rising. And that won't necessarily, cause a housing bubble. What could cause a housing bubble is things like the disposable income, supply disruptions, lack of inventory, the cost of labor, and the cost of construction material right now. All those things could cause a housing bubble, as you guys know. But what's stopping that right now is our generation, millennial generation, and Gen Z creeping up right behind us. First-time home buyers for millennials right now is 31%. So they're making up the majority of first-time home buyers, and with the lack of inventory right now, it's keeping the market afloat.
Where do you do most of your transactions right now, in the city or the suburbs?
I think it's 50-50, honestly. I do a decent amount in both areas.
And what differences do you notice between the two? Because I've heard suburbs are a frenzy and cities, got a little bit more slowdown on it. But what do you see?
So I see the same thing. The city is definitely slowing down a little bit. It depends on the area as well, but it's definitely slowing down. The suburbs, you put a house on the market and it's gone before you list it.
That's definitely what we've heard. Over asking 20 offers type stuff. Now in the cities, so what are you seeing in the city? Like what's an average listing look like right now in the city that you've noticed?
Like if average listing in the city as in like price or as in like time on the market?
Both.
Okay. Time on the market depends on the area. I just had a listing in Mayfair, which is northeast Philly. I stayed on the market for about 4 weeks and with only 2 offers. The area's a little run down, but still people have to live in the city for work and other reasons. So that sold, thankfully, and it actually sold for over asking.
But with just the 2 offers?
What's that?
With just the 2 offers, they were still over asking? So
yes. Yeah.
That's nuts. Okay.
Yeah, people are led to believe that they have to put in. That's another thing that's going to drive up the prices.
Right.
But if you put in like more popular areas that people still desire to live in, like the South Philadelphia area, Northern Liberties area, Rittenhouse area, those houses are still pretty competitive. I don't want to say it's competitive as the suburbs, but you still have the competitiveness in those areas.
4 weeks and 2 offers is that's like normal market.
Yeah,
that's like reality. That's not bad.
That area is a little run down, unfortunately. So it's not a very desirable living area, but it's a normal market area.
Yeah, I know Mayfair well. For my second office, when we used to have a property management company, we had an office there on 7,000 block of Oxford in that area, which is not quite Mayfair, but it's like northeast. So I'm familiar
it's on the border.
Yeah. So where do you think we're going from here? I know we have a Fed meeting today. I was just messaging Ryan, and he was messaging me that I don't think they're doing a rate hike today, but I know they were saying 7 more rate hikes this year. What are your thoughts on all that?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Personally, I think that it's very possible to see a few more rate hikes this year. I don't think it's going to happen today. They're saying it could go as high as 7 to 8%. We'll see what happens. But it's tough to say. Historically, even back in 08, 07, when that all happened, real estate was the last to crash. I don't think that we will see another 07 or 08 like we did previously, but it's tough to say. I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to the rates are going to hike too
Now, are you mostly on the buyer or seller side or both?
Seller side.
Okay, seller side. So have your conversations changed at all? Because I know we've had some people on talk about buyers, and they said yes, their conversations have changed. But with sellers, has it changed at all since January? Let's say.
As far as what exactly?
Just that setting expectations with them, or like has your I don't want to say pitch, but just maybe your strategy changed at all? So, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe on the seller side, honestly, it hasn't changed.
On the seller side, it hasn't really changed too much, just because we're still primarily in the seller's market. And when you're selling when I'm selling in Philadelphia, like that house on Mayfair, I was very honest with them. I said this will be on the market for a little bit. 4 weeks was a win. But when Bucks County, I pretty much tell them as long as the number's realistic, you're going to get it, and it won't take long. I had a house. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the area, but I had a house in Levittown. It was on the market for 48 hours, and we got 30,000 over.
We'll never see that again in our lifetimes. I'll be honest. Yeah. We're never going to see a market like this. I mean, this conversation is super common that we've been having with all the realtors that we've been having on. It's just like 20 grand, 50 grand over asking. It's just like these, and it's a very unique time in the marketplace to be. But there's still this carryover, frenzy happening from all the way back from COVID and the low interest rates. So
yeah, even the luxury market, you still see the luxury market historically. Those houses would stay on the market a little longer just because you don't have that many buyers. Even those houses are going 100, 150,000 over ask. Some of them, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Right now, money is just so fake; it doesn't even exist. Yeah. It's not real. But I think there is a price point though with the interest rates that will slow this up. I don't know what number that's going to be, but there's going to be some point when everybody's out there buying. They're like, I can't really afford that extra. $1,000 today is not worth what it was $1,000 2 months ago.
At a certain point, reality does have to set in and say, all right, right. I mean, the problem is right now, people are being led to believe themselves that they have to put in over ask. And as long as that's happening, that will increase the prices, and that will, it's just those indicators when they're getting appraised, it's going to increase those prices, and that's where the price is going to be at. So as long as there's all these buyers that are putting in over asking, it won't come down. Once that stops, then this market will change.
Perception is reality. Where is that coming from internally, from like each realtor being like, you need to come in and over asking, or else, or is that coming in from like the news? Like where is that reality coming from?
A combination of both. I think, social media, when buyers are seeing the stuff on the news, media outlets saying, oh, wow, or even like their social network, hearing their friends saying, I had to put in 40,000 over ask, 20,000 over ask. And they want to buy their dream home. They're about to get married and have kids. They're like, we need a house. We have to do this. And I also do think, realtors are leading their buyers to believe that they have to do that, which they're not wrong. Like if everyone else is doing it to get that house, you're going to have to do it for risk.
Right. It's not like they're tricking them. They're like literally like, if you want this is what's going to happen. Yeah, and if everybody does that, it's just what it is. That is interesting. I don't know when I guess we're going to find out though, at some point that'll slow down. But everybody that we've talked to so far has been in the same boat over the past 2 or 3 weeks that you've been discussing right now, which is there's still a frenzy on the buyer side. I think everybody goes, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense at the moment with the rates going up, but it's still there. So while it's there, you run with it. When do you think it'll have like a reality check?
I mean, the real estate market has always slowed down in the fall and like around the holiday winter time, and picks back up right around February, March, like springtime. It didn't slow down this year. So hopefully, or it didn't slow down last year. Maybe this year it will, but it's very tough to say. Like I said, as long as there's a low inventory and buyer demand, it's not going to slow down.
Yeah, I wonder if what'll happen is certain price points will lose demand, but like other price points will have like the over excelled demand. So like if you're buying a house at 300 grand, $300 one way or the other probably doesn't make or break you in a month. But if you're buying a house at 600 grand, $2,000 one way or the other does make or break you. So I wonder if you'll have like, the median housing income will still have that frenzy, but you might have the outskirts of the higher luxury get, really slowed down at that point because it's just.
I could definitely see it starting with a particular market, like the luxury market slows down there a little bit, and then it trickles down into the median housing market.
Yeah, that could make sense.
I'm convinced that somebody in the Fed is just trying to buy a house right now, and they're just tired of being outbid. So like, we got to do something about this.
Right. Raise it immediately, knock out 50% of the buyers. Yeah, I'm sure that's happening. I just saw there was an article I just saw, the Rockstar energy drink guy, who I guess I'm CEO, whatever, just bought a $40 million place in Colorado, 6-bedroom nonetheless, 6-bedroom. You would think it'd be like 100-bedroom for 40 million.
Yeah.
But they started asking at like 42.5 and came down to 39.5. I always wondered about that kind of purchase. I'm like, what is that? Is that just like an ego thing? Like, do either of you really know what the $3 million is? Like, come on, like either side, does anybody know? Seller goes, oh, no, I need that extra 3 million of my 39 million. No way. It's just an ego thing, right? Or agents, maybe the agents are just hacking it up. I don't know.
It's tough to say. I mean, when you're at that level, I don't think 3 million is going to make or break you.
No, better not. I don't know how you can eat that. You know what I mean? But they, I always wonder. It's kind of like sports agents to me. Like when you're an agent dealing with that, when they're like negotiating over like the 1 day of this or the $100,000 of that. And I guess it's just like you doing your due diligence and doing your job. But like in the end, it's 39.5 for a 20,000 square foot 6-bedroom house in Colorado. That's I have not seen one of those. There was recently though. I want to say somebody posted online the largest sale in Bucks County recently. Does that sound accurate?
Was it Bucks County or was it that home in Mount Laurel the Phillies player just bought?
I saw it briefly. I thought it was Bucks County. What happened to Mount Laurel?
I forget the exact neighborhood, but one of the new Phillies players that just signed on just bought a house. It was Ben Simmons' old house.
Oh, I saw that. I saw them talking about that. Yeah. He bought his. It was quite a transaction. That's a different.
Cheaper. It was 3 million, not 30 million or 40 million, but
yeah, it's still great. Still a big number. Yeah. So I guess that's good information. I mean, nothing is changing on the. We're literally pacing this week to week right now because it's been changing that fast with people we've been having on. But right now, the majority of higher end, players like yourself in terms of gauging the market. In real estate have really been singing the same song for about at least the last 2 weeks. So what we should have done, right? We should have taken everybody's, where in September, where interest rate's going to be. We should have taken a number there. And then where's the Dow Jones going to be? And we should put everybody in a bucket and seen who won and some stuff. But you think the potential of 7 or 8% in interest rates this year is possible?
I hope not. I mean, that would be record high, but I just don't know. Like, it's very unpredictable right now. I don't think anybody really knows. I just didn't think the gas prices would be this high.
Right.
They are. So it's very tough to say.
You got any advice for anybody in the industry right now? Either other realtors
in the industry or in the industry?
Yeah.
For like newer agents, just don't let this market discourage you. It's a unique market. It's great for sellers. It's also can be great for buyers. A seller's agent has to accept at least one offer, so don't rule yourself out. I see a lot of people get discouraged because there's 30 offers over asking, but don't be afraid to pick up the phone and just say, hey, what do I have to do to get this done? You never know what's going to happen. And then start hitting open houses. Start door knocking, start pounding the phones, call expireds. There's money to be made in this market. Don't let this market discourage you.
Yeah, there's money being made, right? Somebody's making it, so might as well let you.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely opportunities for advancement here.
Nice. Well, cool. I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this, Andrew. And what we'll do is we'll check back in like 6 months, and hopefully the frenzy is still happening. But we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Andrew. Have a good day.